Live on Your Sideline is sponsored by Side and Stricker Novi John Deere.
Oh man, doesn't the rev of that engine just get you fired up? I know it does for me. Welcome into 5 on Your Sideline. I'm Corey Miller, and race weekend is finally upon us in the Gateway City.
And I'm Hannah Yates. We'll have plenty of coverage from Worldwide Technology Raceway coming up, but first we highlight some local prep teams who continue fighting for a state crown. Corey kicks us off.
All right, let's go. First up, Fort Zumwalt South for Smithville Soccer. Smithville's gonna start things out. Nice goal, but don't be worried, local prep fans. That's all Zumwalt South would allow. They go on attack. Paige Schwartz winds her way through the defense for the shot. That one's saved, but they'd stay aggressive. And Fort Zumwalt South goes on to win 4-1. They advance to the state championship game tomorrow.
And Mid-Buchanan High School facing Whitfield in the girls Class 1 semifinals today. We've highlighted this girl all season long. Warrior sophomore Mia Devereaux leads the area in scoring, and this is why. She separates with speed, gets a lethal shot on net for that one, and a 1-goal Warrior lead. But Buchanan fires back. They go for the cross here, and Whitfield goalie gets her hands on it but can't stop the attack. Luckily, it's not enough as Whitfield wins this one 2-1, advancing to the state finals.
Soccer isn't the only sport heading towards championship games. Softball and baseball are coming down to the wire on both sides of the river as well. And Freeburg softball is somewhere they haven't been since 1985 when they won the whole thing. After losing the super sectional game last year, the Midgets use that as fuel to get to the state tournament this season. And they haven't just made it there. The team is riding a 31, yes, you heard that right, 31 game winning streak. Now they're set on bringing back the school's first state title in softball in 37 years.
I say everything happens for a reason, so I think we weren't meant to win last year because it just makes this senior even sweeter.
It's almost like a mythical, mythical creature kind of here at Freeburg High School for softball. So it would be an amazing experience to give to these girls, or for these girls to earn. I shouldn't say there's nothing given at this point. It's definitely earned.
I would say for other teams there would be pressure, but for us, we work hard and we come together every day and do what we need to do. So it's kind of just like our job, I guess you could say. Yeah. Like it's our job to come here and win. That's what we do.
They're certainly confident, but could they keep winning in the semifinal game today against Tolono Unity? Turns out, no problem. Freeburg advances to the championship game tomorrow with a 9-0 victory. Congrats to them.
The Francis Howell baseball team has been working towards another state title themselves, and it would be their 5th straight with help from area home run leader and Mizzou football commit Brett Norfleet. The common denominator is their winning coach, Tony Perkins. 38 years and 607 wins, 4 state titles, and he adds a tattoo with each state crown.
It was 2011, and my oldest son was part of that team. He said, if we win state, can I get a tattoo? And I'm going, no. And then I gave in and I said, yeah, you can get one if we win state. And we won state. And I'm like, God dang it. And so I told him I'd go. I told him I'd go with them, but I did not. So when I got the 3rd state championship team, I said, I better go do it.
Today, the Vikings face Liberty North in the semis at Ozarks, and it didn't go their way, so no tattoo this year. Liberty beat Francis Howell 4-3 in extra innings to advance. Congrats to the Vikings on a hard-fought season. They'll play for 3rd place tomorrow.
The racing action that counts may not start at Worldwide Technology Raceway until tomorrow. But one ceremonial lap today certainly made some headlines. And when the king, Richard Petty, comes to town, it's only right to give him his own day. Here's our Hannah Yates' interview with NASCAR's all-time wins leader earlier today at the track.
Richard, what is the significance of this weekend?
Well, it's a big deal for us from the NASCAR standpoint. We're coming into new territory, and none of the drivers, most of the drivers have never driven here. Crews have not been here. They got to learn the track in an hour, okay, to get ready to qualify, get ready for the race. And then we're coming in to a territory where there's no racing around close to it. So we're opening up the Midwest, I guess, when we come to St. Louis, and it's sort of like, back in the early 80s or 1880s or something like that, where people stopped here and go west. Well, we're doing the same thing.
Well, Richard, you told me that you're part of the ceremonial opening today, so you got to go into one of the older style NASCAR cars and you got to go around and do a ceremonial lap. You said it's the first time that you've been on a track in 15 years.
Oh yeah, well, you know, they got me off the track because I wasn't winning races, so I know I'm not got any better since then. So, but it was just interesting to go. Most of the racetracks I've been around, but this was all new, so probably take me 3 or 4 laps to get up to speed.
What have been your biggest takeaways from St. Louis and the racing fans here so far?
Well, you know, the enthusiasm, not just the fans, but all the businesses and stuff in town. You know, it's bringing in a lot of new people that will leave a little bit of money here for everybody that's got a business. But the big deal is I think everybody in the community, you know, this is a big sporty town anyway. And the only thing they haven't got, I guess, is racing. So now we've got racing here.
The king of racing himself. Coming up next, we dive deeper into the NASCAR weekend and hear what Bubba Wallace thinks about racing in St. Louis.
One of the most popular drivers in Sunday's Enjoy Illinois 300 will be this guy, Bubba Wallace. But before the race, he helped make an impact off the track, too. Wallace was on hand as Worldwide Technology presented a scholarship to middle schooler Oziah from Belleville. They set him up with a state-of-the-art kart and training to help him reach his NASCAR dreams, like his inspiration, Bubba. We spoke with Wallace about his impact as a role model for young minority drivers and what he's excited for about the race on Sunday.
You know, for me, I care about a lot of people. I care about others, and to see people that turn away from the sport that I love because of certain things that we're doing, you know, I feel like I have a voice, I have a platform to speak up on certain things and to make it, you know, appealing for everybody. It's good memories just being back here, you know, getting to be here for a few days now. Back in the truck stuff, we were in and out. You didn't really get to see much, so have a little bit of downtime, especially tomorrow, and go hang out and enjoy the town. But just glad to see a cup races here. Dave Stewart talked about that the first day I met him, and everybody at Worldwide Technology has done so much for this sport, and they're only just beginning, so it's cool.
Such an awesome perspective. The Bommarito Automotive Group has spent years working with Worldwide Technology Raceway to bring NASCAR to St. Louis. In May, they announced a partnership with Petty GMS to serve as a primary partner for NASCAR driver Eric Jones. He will be driving the iconic number 43, just like Richard Petty, in honor of the partnership. Jones scored his first Cup win at Daytona in 2018, and it's not his first time on this track. He raced in St. Louis in a truck series prior to clinching a spot in the NASCAR playoffs, and he says all of this plays into the weekend excitement.
Always want to get that first win knocked out, and especially with the 43 group, with Bommarito on the car, obviously a local group here in the St. Louis area, and they're going to have a lot of people out this weekend. So excited to have them on board, and you know, wouldn't be anything better than getting them to victory lane and you know, here at home for them and being our first win of the year.
Well, it was one of those classic Wrigley Field Fridays for the Cardinals today up in Chicago, with some big names showing off some big power. We'll check in on the north side coming up next. We've seen the Cardinals ride the roller coaster of runs quite a bit this season. They scored 5 yesterday in the loss. That's not too bad of an offensive output, but today they decided they'd go ahead and nearly triple that in Chicago. So let's head to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Always good for an offensive outburst, and burst out the Cardinals did. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Bet you can guess where this ball's going to end up. Yep, 3-run bomb. That extends his hitting streak to 25 games now off his NL Player of the Month award. Then it's going to be Nolan Gorman back in the lineup. I think he's feeling pretty good. A 3-run shot of his own. Cards up 9-4 at that point. Then another rookie top prospect just called up, Zach Thompson, throws 4 great innings in the pen to get a save. Cardinals win 14-5.
And meanwhile, The St. Louis Blues will have to wait until next season to make a run for the Cup as Colorado faces Edmonton in the Western Conference Finals. And Doug Armstrong gets to work on deciding who returns next season and who doesn't. Blues forward David Perron becomes an unrestricted free agent this offseason. He turned 34 years old last Saturday, but plays like he's 25, literally. He scored 27 goals this season, which is the most since 2013. His 9 postseason goals are the most of his career. He's been here longer than Armstrong himself, and both sides say they like to see him back in St. Louis.
He's a hell of a player. He fights father time better than anyone, better than 95, 99% of the NHL. What he did this year was spectacular.
I found a way to play the game right now where I feel I can be consistent every night. I feel like I can have an impact on the game and kind of bring a lot of positive to the team. So I think I got a few years where I'm going to feel like that still.
Tell you what, Hannah, I know you and I had both never been to a NASCAR event before. First time out there today. It's hard not to get swept up in it. You hear the roar of the engine and you just get so hyped up. I can't wait for Sunday.
Well, let me first say I really underestimated the noise. And if
Yes.
you saw that in our earlier newscast, you would understand. It was
very
so
loud.
loud. And the test drives are so loud. A lot of the qualifying excitement coming
Yeah.
up this weekend. I can't wait to see it in person.
It's going to be a lot of fun for sure.
It is. That is all of our time for 5 on Your Sideline. We will have a lot more NASCAR coverage coming up this weekend live from the track all weekend long. Be sure to join us. With Corey Miller, I'm Hannah Yates. Have a great night.
And they 1-1. And Goldie hits it out to deep right center. This ball carries. Gone! And carries out of here. 3-run homer. Goldschmidt. Here it comes. And Gorman hits.
5 on Your Sideline was sponsored by Seidenstricker Nobi John Deere.